Corvette Racing arrived at the Mobil 112 Hours of Sebring as hot favourites for GTLM honours after a perfect start to the season at Daytona.
It's brilliant to be back here in Sebring. It's really one of the more awesome circuits. Looking forward to doing it for the first time for myself with Corvette. Just done Daytona with them, which went really well for the whole team. We got the 1-2 finish there, which was a brilliant way to start the relationship, and just hoping that we can continue the good results here.
It's very, very physical. I always say as a joke, Sebring just gives me headaches. But it actually does. There's so much bumping around and your head is shaking in the car. The track is so unusual. It's unlike anything else.
The race itself is very challenging. The main thing about this race is being proactive to how the track develops. Over the years, Corvette Racing has been really good at that, and I was lucky enough to drive a very, very good car, especially at the end of the race, so that's why we were able to win a ton of races here.
Not having won since 2017, they do have a new driver who has won the last 3 races here, Nick Tandy.
Luckily, we've had quite a fair bit of success at Corvette Racing here in the past. And I think since the last time the Corvette won the race here, I've been on the top step of the podium myself personally since, so we're kind of hoping to carry on that trend.
Nick's won here the last 3 in a row, so we've got a little bit of a lucky charm there. Both Nick and Alexander have such experience in sports car racing, and they know what it takes to win these tricky races. So it's just leaning on our experience from Daytona, and I think we'll have a good result here.
Race day morning, and with Corvette having qualified 1 and 2, there's big expectation in the camp.
I think with the team's history here and the car's history so far, we kind of have a good idea of what to expect, and I think it's just up to us to execute during the race, stay out of trouble during the daytime and then go racing at the end.
Green flag for GTLM. Oh, the number 4 car moving over. That's a penalty for Tommy Milner for changing lanes. Disaster.
Things got worse when the 4 car developed an engine fault, leaving them with just 7 of their 8 cylinders. The 3 car was fighting up front though, if they could just master the toughest corner on the track.
Turn 17 is my nemesis. I have been here for years and I have no clue how to do that corner. And I'm always a bit slow there, so it's just such a weird corner and so bumpy, and it's really tough. It's a tough place.
Next, the drivers had to deal with the setting sun.
Going down the long back straight from 16 into 17 is basically directly into the sun when the sun is coming down, and there is a period for probably 30 minutes where you're literally driving like this and pulling, the tint on your visor down, and it keeps dropping as the sun drops. Things like the windscreens get covered in debris and it just gets harder and harder to see. But it soon gets into the night, and again, the night at Sebring is very different to the night at Daytona, because Daytona being in a stadium is pretty well lit up. Where here at Sebring, when it gets dark, it's bloody dark. You drive out the pit lane, all of a sudden you turn into turn 1, and it all looks a bit different.
Despite pressure from rivals BMW and Porsche, Corvette had the number 3 car in the lead as the clock ran down, and the victory looked on with the supreme finisher, Antonio Garcia, behind the wheel.
Super stressful to have to just sit there and watch and not be able to do anything to help, but he's a guy that you can really trust and rely on, and I wouldn't want anyone else in the car, for the finish other than Antonio.
But moments later, disaster struck.
That's a 25 BMW into the side of the Corvette once, twice. That's the leaders. What drama!
Garcia got the wounded Corvette back to the pits, and the crew worked fast to fix the C8.R. But the BMW's lunge had handed victory to Porsche, and Corvette had lost even the chance of a podium.
An historic win in GTLM for the privateer Porsche, but Corvette will feel they were robbed.
The car was strong as always, and unfortunately we got hit by another car fighting for the lead. Antonio there, in the end of the race, he was flying and he did a good job, and I was really hoping to get away with a good result there, but this is also part of it, and hopefully next time it's our turn.